at donandgino.com. Now, back to your friends, Don and Gino.
Welcome back to the Vault Media Studios with the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown with KHTS, 1220 AM. I'm doing it all backwards just in case. I just see anybody's paying attention.
Well, that sounded like a late night show, like 1 o'clock in the morning playing or something.
Yeah. Well, that's right. We're here at the Vault Media Studios right here at Cherry Creek Mortgage. And we built our own studio just for you so we can have an incredible sound system, incredible HD video. That's right. This is video every single week. So you check it out. Go to donandgino.com, donandgino.com. Click on the Listen and Chat Live, and voila, you enter the vault. We call it the vault because where we're at used to be a bank. It used to be the Bank of Santa Clarita, and they moved on to another location, and we took over their location, and this is where the safe used to be.
And the only thing they left that was green is the carpet.
That's right. Good point, Gino. So we now call it the vault. But it's also the vault because everybody wants what's in the vault. Usually what's in the vault is something valuable, and we have valuable information every single week with great guests like Rob Schwartz, basically our college planning expert. He helps you figure out how to do your kids to do better on their tests, their ACTs and SATs, and which one to even take. I didn't know. I learned so much from you, Rob, that there's a difference between the two tests, and one, everybody just goes, just take the SAT, and you're like, well, maybe the way your thought patterns are, the ACT might be better, and it's just as valuable for colleges as either one, right?
That's right. 99% of the colleges in America will accept either one equally. And what I would imagine your listenership is now most interested in, frankly most fearful of, is all of these changes they're hearing about. And maybe we'll do that in an upcoming show and talk about what are these changes, how are the SAT and ACT being changed, when are they being changed, how is it going to affect your kids, and frankly, let's just allay some of those fears. Let's make sure that you're not freaking out about it. These changes aren't coming for a while, so food for thought. Next time I'm on, let's talk about the changes.
Yeah, so don't panic about those changes now.
Look at him planting the seed to come on again. Who said we're letting you back on?
No one. No one. Never.
He knows better. He's one of our best experts by far, and our college planning expert, and so much value from A to Z. What I love about Rob is, Rob, you cover all gambits. I mean, it's from how to properly choose a school to how to prepare to get into that school to how to pay for that school. So you have some great tips today, and I think we need to touch on those.
Yeah, in fact, one thing I want to touch on, I know we've talked about it before, but I think it's absolutely critical that we say, you talked a little bit about seniors, but let's talk about when is a great time to contact Rob Schwartz. When should you start this process?
And how?
Very fair question, and I certainly appreciate it. The answer is the information that you convey to colleges and universities begins in 9th grade.
Whoa.
So many families are like, oh, we're halfway through 11th grade. Let's start thinking about college. Well, what happened in 9th grade? Those grades are done.
Have you finished 9th grade yet?
No.
Okay. You still got time.
I weep for you like a brother. What happened in 10th grade? All those grades are done. Those course selections, those extracurricular activities, all done. First half of 11th grade, grades are done. Same story. Your 5 semesters out of really 7 that matter, you're done. What are you going to fix now? So I'm seeing more and more families contact me in the 9th and early in the 10th grade year, and frankly, that is a good time to start this process. It is imperative that by the start of 11th grade, if you're looking at competitive colleges, you start thinking very carefully and clearly about what's involved, what do you have to do, why do you have to do it, what are the factors involved in these decisions, and start making changes to your life as a student, and frankly, in terms of financial aid as a parent, to address the needs of what's going to be happening in the next couple of years.
I'd love to touch on that for a minute, because we were having a conversation off air about how you can strategically utilize your mortgage to potentially help you with financial aid.
I created a list. This is just for our total college planning families, but I'm going to share a few of them with you today, what I simply call tidbits and pointers from the financial aid universe. First thing I want your families to understand is what is the base year, meaning the first year that the colleges and universities and the Department of Education are going to assess your ability to pay for college are the taxes from essentially the 11th grade year. The year before you are going to attend college. So they're going to look at those taxes. If you have an 11th grader right now, They're looking at this year's coming taxes. So what you do in this year is your base year.
That's
So-
interesting because a lot of people might think it's your last year, so they may not prepare their taxes accordingly.
Exactly. So this is why you want to get in touch with someone who knows what they're doing, who can coach you through, and make sure you don't make the biggest mistakes. I recently bumped into a family who made one of those gigantic mistakes, and it's one of the first areas I want to touch on. This family owns a small business here in the Santa Clarita Valley, and they've done pretty well for themselves. And the FAFSA, Free Application for Federal Student Aid, that's the form most colleges are going to ask for, all the public universities are going to ask you to complete in January or February of the senior year, that say, okay, let's take a look at the parents' assets, the students' assets, the parents' income, and the students' income. That's really what this comes down to. Not that complicated of a form, but there's a few wrinkles they throw in that are just not all that clear. Here's one. If you own a small business that employs fewer than 100 employees, the value of that business, according to the FAFSA, is 0.
Oh.
So this particular family listed their business value at $1.2 million, not knowing the answer should have been $0.
Oh.
Do you think that affected their ability to pay for college?
Huge.
Absolutely.
Absolutely incredible. I'm looking
Yeah,
at
you
this
show
family.
$1.2 million worth asset.
Correct.
You don't need the money.
And so, their child is getting into these great schools, and those schools are coming back and saying your EFC, your expected family contribution, is $62,000 a year.
Wow.
They don't have $62,000 for college. Not that these colleges are asking for 62, but it means they're not getting any free money. If they get a loan, it's a plus loan, which means the parents can go and they can apply for this loan at 7.9% interest. And that's going to start rolling that interest from day one.
Ooh.
It's a pretty nasty loan.
But Rob, what you just brought up, I hope you're listening out there, because that's why we bring in, Rob Schwartz, Director of Community Outreach for Eureka Review, and Independent College Counselor for Total College Planning. I say all that because he covers every gamut, and this is why we bring him in. He just brought, number one, you got a whole list of tips. When you don't work with a professional and you try to do this stuff on your own, you're going to miss valuable pieces. He just mentioned that by understanding the guidelines of your application for financial aid, one tip made all the difference, because he, instead of claiming your business or your assets as 1.2 million, you could have claimed 0. I think that's pretty substantial in your ability to get Johnny in the school and get some help with that. Just one tip alone. That's why you need to work with a pro. And before you jump in, Gino, how can they get a hold of you? Because I guarantee they're going, I do need to talk with a pro. I need to talk to somebody who can help me out with this stuff.
I'll give you two answers. For those families who are really looking for the test preparation help, they're looking for tutoring for the SAT or the ACT, please visit eurekareview.com. Visit us. Take a look at all the programs that are available. Our phone number is on the very first page. You can't miss it. Give our office a call. We are glad to help you.
EurekaReview.com.
That's it.
That's pretty easy.
You're looking for a college counselor. You need some additional assistance. You want a free consultation with me. The phone number I'm going to give you rings in my pocket. It is 818-359-3779.
Or you can go to donandgino.com and click on Listen Chat Live, and Furman's got it up on the board. Right, Furman? Okay.
Shaking his
Thank
head,
you, sir.
thumbs up. Good stuff. You know what I was thinking, Rob, is that, not only do we have to deal with the fact that they filled out the application wrong, the person that's reviewing these forms, there's no way that the person that's reviewing the forms has a $1.2 million asset in their portfolio. It's probably not going to be very favorably looked on. It looks like a lot of money. Now, we all know that business, who's going to be able to sell that business? Is it even transactable? Who knows if it's worth 1.2? They picked a number out of the sky.
That's true. There's a certain amount of estimating that goes on in a financial aid form, and the financial aid officers who review that know that. But the fact is, there are formulas. There are hard and fast formulas that they use, and they have a little bit of wiggle room. But the fact is, you give them a number, they're going to plug that number into a bigger formula. So, of all the times in your life, parents, you don't want to be proud, now's the time.
Especially when it comes to financial aid. That's great information. Again, for Rob Schwartz, our college planning guru. And he just shared a $1.2 million tip, just like that. Not out of your pocket, but it was a great tip, Rob. And he's got more great tips and financial aid tidbits and pointers to help you out in getting your child into college and help them figure out how to pay for it. We'll be right back with the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.